Hello there, welcome back. Ungainly Titan here. Welcome to another World of Warships replay, World of Warships Legends replay. I'm in the USS Benson, we're on the Estuary map, and it's a domination mode game. So this is going to be a four capture point domination mode. And I've only had the Benson fairly recently. I don't have a huge amount of battles in the Benson, but this is probably one of my best performances in the Benson. Well, it's definitely my best performance in the Benson. It's possibly one of my best scores in terms of damage done in World of Warships Legends so far. Although I couldn't be certain of that, but I think it is. However, we're here, and I make a play at the start that I don't normally, or haven't really made before, because I don't regard it actually as a good play, but I just decided to try it. The thing is, I suppose, a lot of the times with World of Warships, if you make certain kinds of plays, you got to be prepared to sort of run away if you find enemy ships. Some of them are predicated on basically finding enemy ships, but not necessarily engaging in them. Give opportunities for your team to find out what's going on early. And the location of the islands in this map sort of makes early scouting kind of difficult. So I'm coming in through the islands, and we immediately spot the Nagato. I presume me was spotting it. And then I'm spotted. So I'm thinking it's probably through the islands I'm spotted. King George V, maybe something else, maybe a destroyer in there. So I drop the smoke and just make a run for it, across the bottom of the island, out the other side. And more or less as soon as I drop the smoke, I'm no longer spotted, so I think it's probably safe enough to say that I was spotted through the islands. None of these ships are heading towards me, neither the Nuremberg, nor the Gato, nor the destroyer, and at this range I decided not to engage the destroyer, plus he's fading in and out of view. I put some shots the Nagato's way, and of course as soon as I fire I get spotted, because they're just right at the edge of my spotting range. Now I'm currently spotted, but I think it's only because I opened fire on the Nagato, that if I hadn't bothered firing at the Nagato that I wouldn't be spotted. And as soon as I started looking around for possibility torpedo shots, as you can see here now, no longer spotted. And that last piece of cruiser fire wasn't terribly accurate, so I reckon the cruisers couldn't really see me, and it looks like my torpedo rounds central the gap have actually borne fruit, and I've gotten two hits, 25,000 damage. No idea on what. But it means that I'm actually far more concerned what's coming along behind me at this point in the game, whereas the two cruisers with me are more concerned about the targets in front of them. The enemy battleship, the enemy destroyer, the Nuremberg, the Nagato, and the whatever the destroyer is. So I'm not paying attention to these ships at all. I'm constantly looking over my shoulder, waiting for my torpedoes to reload. I was going to kind of leave them to the cruisers anyway. We've captured Alpha, which is another reason to stay quiet, because if I open fire again I'd be spotted, and my capture points could be very easily reset. So again, I'm circling around, again paying much more attention to what's going on behind me. And so far, nothing is happening. Nobody's appearing out of that, out of my former smoke screen, or the other gap at the other side that I didn't cover. The Nagato is there, but the Benson has appeared. And that immediately grabbed my attention, because obviously the Benson is a ship that I can make an immediate difference in firing upon. It's already attracted the attention of the cruisers, so I was taking heavy fire from that cruiser. I keep missing with my current shots, and the Benson is slowing down, so the second shot there overshot its position, and he's got very low health. Like, there's a salvo coming in from the cruiser. He has launched his torpedoes, and destroyer's just being wiped out, so I suspect very strongly that might very well be the Benson. Well, the enemy are already down a destroyer and a cruiser, and there's just a Nagato visible at the moment, so it's possible the cruiser is the Nuremberg and the destroyer is the Benson. And sure enough, when I checked the rosters, the Nuremberg and the Benson are down, so that means that the Nagato is completely isolated here on his own. And he's coming into torpedo range, and I think he's sailing away from us. He's attempting to make a getaway and sail around the other end of the island so that he's within 26 seconds torpedo range. Just an island between us, but if I come around the other side of the island, I should be able to get that torpedo or maintain that torpedo range, and maybe even get the torpedo range down a little bit, so it'd make it more difficult for him to evade the torpedoes. We now have a clear line of interception with the torpedoes, so I've launched my torpedoes and I'm going to swing the ship around so that I can get as much the island between myself and the Nagato as possible while those torpedoes are in the water. And also, I can launch a second set of torpedoes on the other side as I'm doing this course in case the first lot miss. Although the first lot are looking really well, and it looks like the Nagato did not change course. And we get, 4 hits. We finish up with 4 hits, a devastating strike, and a sunken Nagato. Right, we've cleared the island. We managed to hug the coast without getting stuck on it. We did get clipped slightly and got some damage to our drive system. So the ship is operating sort of underperforming at the moment. But we're not badly damaged. So we can now resume, should we say, our course and consider what to do next. So the next thing I think would be to head to Capture Point Charlie and try and retake Capture Point Charlie and put pressure on the enemy in that way, although we're ahead anyway. So it's up to the enemy to make up ground. We've managed to clear out Alpha and we've won here on the western side of the map. However, the enemy are 3 ships down, but there's still a lot to play for and they could make a comeback. They have I would reckon, a slight numerical edge over Delta, and they could actually win Delta. If they won that fairly decisively, they could actually claw back the situation. So we're heading to Charlie. I strongly suspect the enemy have vacated Charlie and that we won't meet a lot of opposition there. But it will change the capture point situation, and then I sort of interrupt my course because the Akazuki is spotted trying to slip down the inside of the island. And I regard taking out destroyers, particularly this stage of the game, as an extremely useful thing to do. It's now he has popped smoke and slowed down, and I think that was a big mistake. He should have just kept running. Although, you know, the location was probably not the smartest. He'd have been better off he just swung north and just swung around the fleet. I don't know, like. Thing is, we're numerically up despite the fact that we were down capture points at such one stage. We're the ones sinking ships, although we have lost a battleship. And that's the Akazuki's torpedoes, which didn't do any harm. And yes, as I suspected, because of that slowdown, the cruiser actually beat me into Charlie. But there is nobody in Charlie, there's nobody to be seen. So the bulk of the enemy fleet, practically the entire remaining enemy fleet's over the area over around Delta. And we're returning a fairly strong force. They've taken out another battleship. So they're making a bit of a comeback, but we're going to be capture points ahead, and we're still ahead on points, and we're flipping Charlie, and not likely to be interrupted at this point in time. So I'm going to keep steaming through because I don't think there's any danger. You know, I don't need to slow down. We've spotted New Orleans. It's going slowly and giving us broadside, so we've completed the capture, so I can now afford to fire my guns and reveal my position because I don't want to lose capture points. That is a devastating volume of incoming fire from our cruisers on the New Orleans. But the New Orleans accelerates out of its position, starts turning towards us, and heading towards the lee of the island so that he's protected from the guns of the cruisers. However, that puts him in range of my torpedoes, and he's going to have to, unless he's going to ground himself, which can happen, come around the promontory in that island. So I think that torpedo spread should be in with a chance. I won't commit to the second spread just yet, but then I get spotted and I think, okay, would he take evasive action when he change course? What exactly is going to happen? But I decided to pop smoke because I want to hang around here. We'll take them out, I think, even without my torpedoes. So I launched the second spread towards the other cruisers, so then I start firing at the New Orleans with the guns. We took a bit of damage that round, but not a whole lot. And that was a devastating torpedo hit from my torpedoes. One of them only hit because he was bows on. But still, removed most of his remaining health. And those few shells caught him in the right place and just finished the job. And there was the Baltimore, and his second cruiser is just steaming into the Baltimore. Again, he's not going to evade all the torpedoes. So that was another torpedo strike, and that netted me the high caliber at about 109,000 points of damage. And in the time it took me to describe that, the rest of our fleet arrived, and the situation has turned around completely. The enemy now have no chance. There's only 2 remaining ships left of the enemy fleet, a destroyer, which I don't know the location of, and the King George V, which is right in front of us. And I seriously think that the King George V isn't going to last long enough for me to get any useful damage in. Sailing towards it there, but there's a volume of fire coming in on top of him that's utterly immense, and yeah, he's within torpedo range, although it'll take me a moment or two for my torpedo to come off cooldown. And by the time that happens, it's very likely that the King George V might be no longer a concern, because he's within torpedo range at the moment. For instance, I've launched the torpedoes, but it's very unlikely the King George V will last long enough to meet those torpedoes in the water. We might as well keep shooting, see if we can eke out some more damage, but it's definitely not looking good for the King George V. I don't think the King George V player really cared at this point. I think he just wanted to get the battle over with. So with the King George V exploding, that is the battle over. Victory for our side. I had finished up with a devastating strike in a high caliber, 111,514 damage, which I think is my best damage so far. It got me a good chunk of my daily boosts for that day, and I came number 3 by experience actually in this particular battle, behind the Atlanta and the Attigo. The Attigo picking up the most kills, and we finish up with the final credits, and we actually made some money out of this one, 69,000. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please press like, comment, share. It really helps the channel out. And if you have not already done so, please subscribe to the channel. I will catch you all again soon. Bye for now.